views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
This show's audio was via a Skype call.
You are listening to Living Lighter Radio. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia, with an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio.
Living Lighter provides a revolutionary way to address what's truly holding you back. We have the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter.
Join us now for a Living Lighter experience. This is Living Lighter Radio, and I'm Patricia. I'm here with my husband, Jason. Today is part 2 of our 2-part series. Last week, we talked about programming, and today we're going to talk about the ecosystem approach, which is the solution to the negative effects of programming. This is one of the most important shows we have done so far. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So Jason, this is part 2 of a 2-part series. Can you review our last show about programming for everyone?
Okay, let's do the review. Programming is when you do something regardless of your feelings. Programming is forcing, tricking, manipulating, seducing yourself to take action. Programming interferes with the proper function of your essence and is highly toxic. So the toxic effect of programming affect everything in your life, and those toxic effects are invisible. This is truly revolutionary because we don't know about this. We don't think of it this way. And all the audience in Transformation Talk Radio, they're very conscious, very aware, but I see this happen all the time. Even people who are very conscious try to use a programming approach when they're trying to evolve, become more conscious, work in the metaphysical world, and it's really contrary to their soul.
So, Jason, what is the solution to the I can't even say it, the toxic effects of programming?
Yeah, we're practicing saying toxic, 5 times in a row before the show.
Exactly.
But we weren't. So changing the energy of a situation versus forcing a solution.
Well, give me an example.
I love to use this one, getting out of bed.
Because everybody does get out of bed.
Everybody does get out of bed. Now, it's interesting. Well, what's interesting is that many people, if they have a problem getting to work on time, what will they do? Well, maybe they'll set their alarm clock to snooze like 5 times, or put another alarm clock on the other side of the room so they have to get up and get rid of it. Maybe they'll have an alarm clock hidden someplace so they have to go find it. All these ways are forcing you to get out of bed. Now, if you were to change the energy of a situation versus programming a situation, you would clear your resistance to get up in the morning. And I can't tell you what that's going to reveal for you, but it'll be unique to you. You may find out that, oh my gosh, I want to kill my boss.
Or how about, here's a really, I would say, a common one that nobody even notices, but it's right there in front of them. The hate of something or someone imposing itself or oneself on somebody else's space and time.
Well, but let's keep on with the example.
Okay.
The question was, what's forcing versus the changing the energy situation. So the situation is trying to get out of bed.
Right.
So instead of forcing yourself by using some sort of trickery or manipulation, or
right,
maybe you put a a bucket of water over your head and you pull down.
I would honestly never do that one.
Whatever it takes. That's,
my mother would have called that madder than a wet hen.
Whatever you choose to do, those are all forms of programming.
Right.
If you start clearing to figure out what's keeping you from getting out of bed in the
morning,
it'll reveal to you all sorts of things. Now, it could be layered. There could be deep-seated.
Wait a minute. I'm going to guarantee you it's going to be layered.
Exactly, and you might get to other deep-seated things. But if you just clear getting out of the bed in the morning, it'll help you just do it naturally, as opposed to doing some sort of craziness like putting a bucket of water over your head.
Well, and it doesn't mean that you're never going to need an alarm clock again. That isn't what that means. It means that you're going to change the energy, so your resentments and your resistance to getting out of bed. I'm just giving you, working with that example, I'm just giving you examples of what probably will come up. So, we've created the ecosystem approach to removing the toxic effects of programming. Most of us don't think about changing the energy of a situation. We think, well, what do I do? Jason, talk to me about that.
We always think in terms of, I've got a problem, so what do I do about it? But we're suggesting something else. Got a problem? Let's change the energy of the situation and see what happens.
So when I change the energy of the situation, it really makes a difference. So, and of course, let's talk about one more major point, the build-up of the toxic energies. Let's talk about that.
After the feeling fades of being angry, resentful, bitter, afraid, shameful, the energy of those feelings remain.
Okay.
And that's one of the biggest misconceptions, the biggest illusions out there now, because we think it's gone. If I was angry 5 minutes ago and then I'm not, then I'm not angry anymore. Well, that's not necessarily true.
Okay. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Programming is forcing yourself to do something regardless of your feelings. Changing the energy of a situation versus forcing a solution is the ecosystem approach.
Correct.
That emotions may fade from our consciousness, but the energies remain and build up.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the next segment.
Exactly. And the ecosystem approach is sustainable, natural, and organic to the way human beings are designed.
So stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to give you some examples about changing the energy of a situation versus taking action. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Gifted intuitive healer and spiritual teacher Sarah Luce brings her unique style to the hit show Small Steps, Big Breakthrough Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month as Sarah turns reality on end and shows us how to experience expansive results with simple yet powerful steps. Expect an enlightening bend on what you currently believe is possible. For show details and upcoming topics, visit sarahluce.com. That's SARALOOS.com.
Introducing New Soul Science, an introductory course with Ruby Betty, offering profound wisdom alongside radically simple concepts and techniques that collapse time, allowing instantaneous personal transformation. The foundational techniques of this introductory course reveal the profound inner ability each human has to access and fulfill their individual soul script or soul promise. Awakening this ability leads to the mastery of one's destiny. The concepts are totally original, immensely powerful, and completely revolutionary. They ignite an infinite fire within each listener, fueling one's ability to live out their unique soul promise. Are you ready to become more aware and access amazing personal transformation? This course is available now at rubybetty.co.
Dream on, fly high, and live adventurously on The Laura Meeks Show. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Laura Meeks guides you in finding your unique gifts and bringing them to life. As a certified life coach, speaker, and veteran bomber pilot for the U.S. Air Force, Laura knows how to follow a dream. She is ready to support you so you can dream on, fly high, and live adventurously. For more information on Laura and her work, visit flyhighliving.com.
Defining success and putting minds to work. With the Higher Learners Career and Leadership Series, Rudy Racine will help you craft your personal definition of success, offering support and guidance as you move forward towards your goals. Take the leap. With the right mix of focus and motivation, anything can be achieved. Tune in every first and third Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 Eastern, and for more information on Rudy Racine and Higher Learners, visit Rudy's site at higherlearners.com. That's HIRE learners.com.
Love Living Radio Ignite Your Whole Being with Emily Perkins is a show for those looking to explore the sparkling magnificence of their inner selves. Tune in every second and fourth Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific as Emily sheds a radiant light of love on the beauty and power that resides within you. Discussing love in all its forms through conversations that provoke awareness, curiosity, and expansion, Emily shares the unlimited power of love. For more information or to listen to this show, visit lovelivingHolistics.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. In this segment, we're going to give you some examples of how the ecosystem approach works in everyday life. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Before we get into the examples, Jason, if you could just give us a little bit of explanation about the emotions may fade away.
That's the hardest concept to understand because we don't think in terms of energy. And this is something that uniquely qualifies us because it allows us to see it. You wouldn't get this from a scientific study.
Or a medical doctor.
Or anybody in the quote-unquote tangible world, because these are all intangibles that we see as intuitives. But one of the things that you see, and you can see the effects of, they're very clear. When the emotions fade, the energies don't. And I see this when people get older. I see this when someone gets a disease. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you, this isn't meant to shame anybody. This isn't meant to say it's your fault. But what's happened is most diseases, they've been building up. And technically, even children who have childhood diseases, they have a buildup that comes from past life or a lineage of energy that we see.
Of some kind.
Yes.
And one of the things about diseases, I'm going to use the one that is, nobody wants to take a look at this one, but man, it's the biggest one that I see. Breast cancer, of course, has been on the rise for the last, 100 years at least. And anyone I have worked with or looked at that has breast cancer or has had breast cancer, they have unresolved anger that they have, quote, held close to their breast, close to their chest, and it's unresolved. And what happens is it goes inward and it festers.
Now, I would caution you to think in terms of black and white. Everyone is different.
Of course.
Everyone has a little bit different take on every disease and how it affects you. But we see this with all illness.
Exactly.
That it's a buildup of negative energy.
Right.
And we're taught to believe that if you get a cold, it's because you touched a virus or bacteria. And that may be true, but the truth is that it's not necessarily the act of touching it. It's that negative energy that creates the weakness in your immune system.
And accepting it, that it belongs to you.
Yes.
It's part of it.
So whether it's a cold, whether it's, cancer, whether it's whatever it is.
Exactly.
For all health issues, it's a buildup of negative energy. And by the way, in order to be healthy, the best preventative thing you can do is consistently and constantly clearing the negative energy, which we'll get to in a minute.
Well, okay, but that's the ecosystem approach, correct?
That's the ecosystem approach. And we were going through examples. So that's health.
Yes.
We talked about getting out of bed in the morning.
Right.
Here's a big one. Having a fight with your spouse. Now, most men are programmed to believe that if you have a fight, if you just, you have to take him out to dinner, or you have to bring him flowers. Wait
a minute. Could you repeat that, please? And all the time we've been together, I don't think I've ever received flowers from my husband. But I'm just making a statement.
I took you on that date to the compost pile the other day, but that's another show. The truth is that what
travels to the compost. Okay,
you're changing the subject here. Just remember that. The truth is that when there's a fight with your spouse, there's hurt, there's anger.
And nobody sees that as being an energy.
They don't see it as, exactly.
They don't. It's the most amazing thing.
You may be angry at your spouse and then it fades away, but the anger is still there.
But the next time 1/nth of that happens,
then it blows.
Or it is implied, whatever that energy was, everything does implode, and nobody can figure out why, and sometimes even yourself.
That's why people that get divorced, usually that energy builds up.
Right.
People that have don't get divorced but have a dead marriage.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It builds up.
Right.
So they're still together, but they're there's not the vuva boom that there was before.
Okay.
But she gave me the look over a vuva boom. But we'll talk about that. We talked about that already with our sex show. So
yes, we did.
Anyways, relationship issues, which we were just talking about, everything. Those relationship issues are energies.
Yes.
And if we can clear them, hurt, anger, resentment, jealousy.
And by the way, this does not mean you talk it to death, okay? I want to make sure. Talking it to death does nothing but give that negative energy more power.
For all the men out there, they're giving you the wave right now because, what man wants to talk about his feelings?
Well, I understand that.
And the truth is you don't have to
exactly
talk about it to death. All you have to do is clear the energy of it.
Exactly.
And for you women that say, I don't wish men could communicate to me more.
That's different. It's not the same thing.
It is different. And if you clear the negative energy, the possibility of talking becomes available to them.
But in other words, not beating a dead horse. So, go ahead.
The last example is work and money, which there's all sorts of examples. Whether you're asking your boss for a raise, whether you spend too much, you save too much,
right?
Whether you don't enjoy your money, all those are energies.
So with that said, your emotions are the messengers from your soul.
Yes.
Carrying the information from your essence. So, Jason, you have a line here. You're talking about, or you're talking about. You wrote down refinement of emotions. What do you mean?
That's a biggie. We think in terms of whether you have them or you don't.
By the way, everybody has emotions, whether you know it or not.
Yes, and all those people that say that I'm not emotional.
Wait. Anyway, okay.
The refinement of emotions, what happens is that when we force our emotions or we program ourselves, we push our emotions down. Right. So when they come through to give us a message, it comes through with such intensity that it's not credible anymore. So when a small thing happens, they call the straw that
broke the camel's back.
Yes. Well, typically that's because there was a buildup of emotions that caused that straw to break the camel's back.
Right.
And
that layer and layer and layer and layer and layer.
So at some point when you're following your heart or listening to your intuition, you can't trust it because the emotions are not refined. They're out of control sometimes.
That's that toxic energy you're talking about. Correct?
The answer is the refinement, which is, of course, what we do with the ecosystem approach.
Right. So meaning clearing and using it as a constant and consistent part of your life. Correct? Is that what you're talking about?
We're lucky because we have each other. Will one of us usually more than the other?
Huh?
But
I already know what he's going to say.
But we'll say, okay, am I being? Does this make sense? I'm getting this information, and does this make sense? And typically, Patricia's the communicator. She gets more downloads of information, and I try and help her with the refinement to say, okay, well, let's put this over here and this over here, and
well, and I do want to say this. I everybody's going, oh my gosh, I bet she wants to kill him. Yeah, of course there is that part. That's relationship, but the truth is, when you can see and have clarity about what those emotions are and what toxic energies are connected to it, it's really, 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 really important to understand that when you remove those toxic energies, then you can see the value of those emotions and what to do with them.
Exactly. And this is why the ecosystem approach is so amazing. We've been doing this, refining this for over 18 years, both of us. And what's amazing about this is that, let's say you have a bad interaction with your boss. You can't go in your office and do a downward dog. I love the energetic practice that there is out there, Reiki, acupuncture, Tai Chi, Qigong, but they're not designed for people who live in 2018 day to day and to be constantly and consistently clearing.
Right.
And we've created this move, clear, meditate approach where you can do it while you're walking, you're moving. There are a lot of people out there that can't sit still for very long. They don't like to meditate because the 20 minutes sitting down doesn't work.
Right.
We have moving clearings. We have clearings where you're sitting, just listening, walking down the street, commuting.
Right.
And then we have meditations that are very specific. We have a whole library in the ecosystem approach. We have a whole library of issue-specific energy work. So you can just pick out the issue for the day, work on it, the issue for the moment.
Well, Jason, let's just. What about those who don't believe programming is bad?
I would just say that we're offering this information, first of all, for your consideration. We're not trying to twist your arm or change your mind. The truth is that we're offering it to you. Typically, people that don't believe it is because they've been so programmed that the programming is stuck in there.
Right.
And they're going to have a lot of resistance trying to get rid of that programming. So.
All right. So, Jason, what are the key points for this segment here?
Working with the energy of a situation can be magical versus taking action. When you start working with energy, it's amazing. Working with energy should be constant and a consistent part of your life. That emotions need to be refined to be helpful messengers from your essence. And the ecosystem approach is a practical way to work with energies constantly and consistently.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to create infinite human potential. I want to say that again. We're going to talk about how to create infinite human potential that is infinite with the ecosystem approach. We've been talking about it, and now we're going to explain it. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, I'm Steve Kramer of Spirit Fire Radio, and I believe that meditation changes everything. It leads us in the direction of greater well-being, and that's a fact. I struggled with meditation for years. I understood the principles, but I found it hard to incorporate them into my everyday life. Spirit Fire's meditation practice changed that. It's called the Practice of Living Awareness, and it's taught in 14 steps. These are 14 tools that I can use in any moment, on and off the cushion. Steps like smile, flow, and ground of being support my clarity of mind while I'm navigating the ups and downs of modern life. That's why it's called the Practice of Living Awareness. If you'd like to add meditation to your daily experience, the Practice of Living Awareness is free, online, and it's suited for any level of practitioner. Visit spiritfire.com for more information. And be sure to check out Spirit Fire's meditation retreats in Western Massachusetts. It's all there at spiritfire.com.
Ignite your inner magic on Grow Your Soul Radio with Jane Matanga. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Jane Machanga explores how to overcome your fears to help you gain the inspiration you need to awaken your path to joy. Learn the way to life mastery and the enlightened path with Grow Your Soul Radio. For more information on Jane Machanga and her work, visit enlightened-path.com.
Are you tired of being tired? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know the adrenal glands, the workhorse of the body? They are the means by which you position yourself in life for whatever comes your way. Tiny but mighty, producing hormones the body uses to promote energy and vitality. These adrenals determine how you respond to stress, and when depleted, the body loses its ability to function powerfully when we need it most. The much-needed adrenaline or epinephrine is not available for emergency situations. Cortisone and cortisol, the longer-acting anti-stress adrenal hormones, can also become depleted due to the pace of our everyday lives. We overwork and undernutrition, our most powerful ally that helps us to live the lives we desire. We are able to determine the optimum function of the adrenals and put your system back in balance. Contact us today to feel powerfully energized at 888-777-4232 or visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Have you ever wondered if there's a way to heal the deep, hidden inner issues, wounds, beliefs, and traumas? The journey into spiritual healing engages people in all areas of their lives to heal themselves and others. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Dr. Jaffe brings conversations of healing of body, mind, and spirit as he merges the excellence of traditional medicine with the beauty of spiritual healing. For more information about Dr. Jaffe, this show, and his work, visit drjaffemd.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. Today we're talking about ecosystem approach and how human potential becomes infinite with this approach. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. This is my favorite line. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason, you're on.
Well, this is fun. This is fun for us, so I want to explain this. But in order to explain it, I have to give you the background first. Success today is defined as a form of programming to the max. The people that are successful have driven themselves, focused themselves, pursued success in a way that is almost like a machine. You know, you hear this about teams that are the SWAT teams and the Green Berets. We're a well-oiled machine, and they just go about their businesses just with this
machine-like. But Jason, aren't we human?
Well, exactly. We're taught that that's the way to go, and that's what's revered in our society. People that have achieved greatness, we don't care about everything else that they have or haven't done, right. Whether they're an alcoholic on the side, whether they've abused their wife, whether their children love them, whether they have a happy home life. We think in terms of just one thing, and that's very much a programming approach. So with that background, one of the things that this is a trend that I see. I have a book actually about it's actually packed away. It used to be on my bookshelf, but now it's stored away someplace. But how CEOs of major corporations are becoming more and more sociopathic, and that the people that rise to the top have to have the traits of a sociopath, someone without feelings.
That is really scary.
It's really scary to be successful. Yeah. And we see that almost in politics too. Politics, big corporations. There's a lot of lip service to doing the right thing and being more human, but for the most part, it's lip service because at those levels, it's very, very difficult.
Well, and then the burnout thing happens, which is one of the most common things. Burnout, disease, major heart attacks.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
So that programming approach, you have to focus, you have to sacrifice, you have to give up a lot, and then it may kill you. But
well.
well. But here's the opposite viewpoint, and we see this again because we're intuitives and we see essence. You've never seen essence on an anatomy chart if you go to medical school, but your essence is where all the human potential comes from. Your talents, abilities, wisdom, creativity, strength, everything you could ever want is accessible there. And it has access to solutions for any problems that you may have or the world may have. And so let me talk about that just briefly. If I was going to draw you a picture, I would do a stick figure of a person in the physical world.
He can't draw, by the way. He has great talent. He cannot draw.
Well, I can do stick figures. So there'd be a stick figure of a person in the world, and then there's intuition is really a pathway, and that pathway goes to your essence. But your essence is like a toxic waste dump. It's like the ocean full of plastic. Yes.
Oh, man, did you see that? That was horrible. It's become where the toxic waste goes.
Yes.
And then it gets blocked.
Because through your essence is your access to what we call the non-physical dimension. And simply put, in the non-physical dimension, there's an internet-like system of knowledge that's available to us as human beings.
We have access to.
All
of us, by the way.
All of us have this access that is that could solve every problem that we have on Earth today. The problem is that our essences collectively, I don't know if there's such thing as essences, but our
essence
is blocked by this toxic things that comes from the programming. As we start to remove those toxic blockages, our true potential comes out. And when you have your true potential, the way we were designed, then you can have great achievement and have a great family life and have good health and have everything else. The problem is that when these bad things happen, we don't see them as a cause and effect.
Right.
We don't see that someone, I think a great example is the Kennedys.
Okay.
Watching them.
Sure.
They were programmed to the max. Joe Kennedy, the patriarch, programmed his kids, and John and Robert, both were assassinated, and they were killed too soon. We don't think that as a toxic effect of programming, but I guarantee you there's negative energy attached there that was a part of what happened to those for the Kennedys.
Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of the difference. Amazing. I started using the ecosystem approach close to 20 years ago, and I had never done any painting of any kind, but I always wanted to do watercolor. And I am not a great artist. I'm definitely no Leonardo da Vinci or anyone like that. But the truth is...
Yet.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But the truth is I started removing the negative energy, and I had this desire. My desire to paint was just unbelievable. And the truth is I'm not too bad. I could learn a few things, but I'm not too bad.
Well, the truth is, sweetie, there have been many people who have looked at your art and said, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing," and you just no one's taught you anything, and
no one did.
That is true, and she is amazing, and she's never been allowed. Her programming didn't allow her to pursue that until now, and she's just starting to open up her essence,
blossom
in a way that the abilities are coming out.
So
here's what I wanted to say.
Okay.
There are members of the audience right now who are listening who have been shamed, criticized, judged, abused because they didn't program well.
Wait a minute. Back that doggy bus up right there. What do you mean they didn't program well?
They couldn't do it the way they were supposed to.
They couldn't follow the rules, so to speak.
Of the programming in whatever situation there was.
Okay.
And I want to say to those people, it was a lie. This shame that you feel, this belief that you're only average, is a lie.
Oh, yeah.
And I know a lot of you that are out there that haven't programmed well, have always had this voice in your head that you've discounted that says, well, I was here to do this. I was here to do this great thing, or I was here to do this amazing thing.
Or I want to paint.
But you were taught that since you didn't program well,
yes,
that was just an illusion, and you discounted it, you pushed it aside.
Exactly.
And I want to say to you, you have that ability, and that little voice was your essence. And it couldn't get to you as loudly as it could because of all the programming. But I want you to right now take a hold of yourself. And we're going to do some clearing in just a minute in our next segment. But to say, oh, maybe that was wrong. Programming has thrown away so many people. The potential in the world is so amazing if we were to take off the negative effects of programming and have people operate from their essence.
So, okay, speaking of essence, just like that, thank you for the segue. Jason, the thing that we've discovered is essence never needs to be motivated. It's sustainable. It can be motivated and comes and when you're struggling, if you don't have the motivation, it's because your essence is blocked.
Yes, if you're doing something that's aligned with your essence, yes.
Okay.
We hear this all the time. Well, I need to motivate myself to lose weight. I need to motivate myself to exercise.
I have no motivation to do anything. I'm not interested in anything.
I need to motivate myself to do this project.
Right.
There's always negative energy blocking you when you feel that way. Now, as you remove that negative energy, you may find out that you weren't supposed to do that in the first place. This is not something you want to do. There could be all sorts of reasons, but you have to clear that negative energy. But here's the point.
Okay.
Essence doesn't need to be motivated. When
it's there.
It's there. The idea of having to motivate yourself is crazy, and only because we're so dysfunctional and we think in terms of programming as opposed to that natural motivation that comes from our essence.
One of the most common things that I hear from people, is, Patricia, where does all of your energy come from? How is it you manage to do all the things that you do? And the answer is because my essence is being uncovered on a regular basis. And the truth is, I have more energy than most people have ever known.
It's from life force. People have cornered me in parties and asked me that. What is, where she get her energy? And it's not caffeine. I guarantee you, it's not because she's caffeinated. It's life force. And that life force comes from our essence. So key points.
Key points.
Infinite human potential comes from essence, your soul.
Okay.
The collective wisdom and solutions to every human problem is available through essence. That essence never needs to be motivated. It is naturally sustainable. And that the best of you always comes from essence, not from programming.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to do some clearing and energy work to help you connect with your essence. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Would you like your next chapter to be free from fear and angst? Tune in to Your Next Chapter Radio, navigating through life's transitions with Shelley Ryan the fourth Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Shelley's contagious enthusiasm guides you through life's transitions deliberately, mindfully, and funnily. For Your Next Chapter coaching or to listen, visit YourNextChapterCoaching.com or call 602-617-8351. Next.
Our angels and animals are always working for and around us. Darcy Pariso knew from an early age she felt this incredible presence that was confirmed for her in a Reiki Level 1 course. From then on, she has honed her skills and dedicated her talents to providing answers, inspiration, and tools for people to move past limiting blocks and past traumas to truly live a life of happiness. For more information about working with Darcy, visit darcypariso.com.
A word of caution.
If you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
Interested in deepening your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit www.esotericstudies.net.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Are you ready to attract abundance, release stress, look and feel younger, all from your smartphone? Get Pure Light, a free mobile app with audios that transmit powerful frequencies to shift anything in your life. Created by some of the world's top energy healers, these audios have created miracles, often quickly. Enjoy the latest in conscious technology and download Pure Light today. To find out more, visit purelightaudio.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. Today we've been talking about the ecosystem approach and how it can change your life. We're going to do some clearing, but real fast we're going to run through how it's done. If by chance this doesn't make sense to you, go back to the first few beginning shows and listen to the third and last segment of the shows.
Yeah, we always did it in the third segment.
Yes, we did.
Talk about that. So
okay,
here we go. All you do is, in your mind's eye, picture removing whatever we say to eliminate and blow it out into a trash can. Put the trash can, it's in your imagination. We own the trash can. We'll empty it for you. Don't worry about it, but put all your negative emotions in there. And then
you activate life force, and we see the life force is clear, pure light. Have it go in through the top of it. Imagine it going in through the top of your head or through your heart. And by the way, it is the most amazing energy of all. So with that said, Jason?
Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see all the programming in my life. Take a breath. The barrier so I can begin to change the energy of a situation to make things happen versus taking some sort of strategy, using some sort of strategy and technique. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my fear that says right off the bat, I'm going to do it wrong. And so that means I'm just not going to do it at all. I'll manage the way I am. I release and let go that fear. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that this clearing process is very forgiving. You can't screw it up.
No. It's all about your intention, by the way.
Yes. Take a breath.
And to eliminate, so I can remember and take note of those subtle messages I have been receiving all of my life. Meaning, I want to do this, I want to do that. Doesn't mean you quit your job, by the way. I want to just say that to you. So take a nice breath and throw all the negative energy that's keeping you from hearing and understanding those messages. Put it in the trash can.
And to eliminate all the shame, anger, resentment, bitterness that I have because programming didn't work with me or programming didn't work with me in a certain area of my life. Take a breath. And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that if I'm trying to program my spouse, it's not going to work. Take a breath. You'd be amazed at how many people.
Well, yeah, I'll do it for her, or I'll do it for him. And I don't need any help. Okay.
But what I'm thinking about is when they say, I want my spouse to do this, and then everything is going to be okay.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
That's exactly what I meant.
If only they would do this, and to eliminate.
If only they would do it my programmed way.
Yes.
Yes.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions, so I can see how I can subtly implement programming while I'm doing clearing, which is kind of contrary to the whole point. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my neediness to stay stuck in the programming, because if not, it doesn't feel right to me. Take a breath. Get rid of those feelings. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the shame, so I can love myself enough to create a better relationship with my essence.
Oh, I love that one.
Take a breath. My shame around being programmed, my shame that I didn't do it right, my shame that says I'm not good enough.
Or it's too late.
That's
a big one. It's never too late. Let's activate some life force. What do you say, Jason?
Yes.
All right. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy so I can have the strength and the courage to reconnect with my essence. Take a nice breath. Pull all of that positive in through the top of your head. Let it go all the way to your toes. Take a breath.
And to activate life force so I can trust that I have these amazing abilities that have been covered up with programming.
Take a breath. And to activate life force so I can trust that my true relationship with my essence is the path to my greatest potential. Take a breath. I had somebody one time say to me, well, I don't think I have, a great potential. I'm just a mom. And by the way, no one is ever just a mom. Mom is one of the greatest potentials ever. Take a breath.
And to activate life force so that I can inspire myself to follow that path back to myself, to my own essence.
Right.
Take a breath.
And to activate life force so I can look within myself to see where the negative energies are, and one by one, if that's what it takes, get rid of them. Take a breath.
And last one, so I can feel the beauty and potential of this amazing journey. To activate life force so I can see the beauty and potential of this amazing journey. Take a breath.
I'm going to activate one more, and to activate happiness, hope, laughter, love, fun, objectivity, creativity, passion, and awareness, starting with myself. Take a breath. Pull it in.
So, Patricia, what are we going to talk about next week?
Oh, are you talking to me, Jason?
We're going to switch chairs next week.
We are. We're going to switch chairs next week. I'm going to talk about one of the most one of the things I've worked on the most with mostly women, but with men as well. And this is all about energies, definitely. I call it the uglies. And the uglies is one of the most difficult issues that women have. In other words, honey, does my butt look big in these jeans? Well, okay, first off, you don't need to be asking your husband that question. If your butt looks big in those jeans or you feel like it, that's the uglies. It doesn't serve you. Everything that we're going to talk about next week is about the negative body images that come from what?
Programming.
And energy.
Yes.
All right.
That programming becomes energy, and then we can clear those. So.
All right. So if you liked your experience with us today, mark your calendar. Living Lighter Radio is every week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't listen at that time, our show is recorded, and you can go to our website, www.livinglighter.org, and look for the radio tab. While you're on our website, sign up for our newsletter and get the backstory for Living Lighter Radio.
I want to say to everybody that if you want to see some of Patricia's photographs and her artistic eye, you have to sign up for our newsletter, because that's where you see all those photographs that are on our newsletter are from Patricia. And, the other thing is that I realize I'm clearing this, but, my insecurities are I feel better when I get liked on Facebook. I'm clearing my insecurities, the neediness to be liked on Facebook. But until I finish that,
go like us on Facebook, everyone. Okay,
we're at livinglighter.org on Facebook.
All right, yes. And we'd love to hear your comments. So send us a note on our email address, which is jasonandpatricia@livinglighter.org. If you got a benefit today or had some fun, go like us on Facebook. We're at livinglighter.org. We'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio. You're listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia.
Wishing you a lifetime of living lighter.
Thank you for listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly as we discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information, visit our website at www.livinglighter.org.